Hey everybody, thanks for listening to On the Podcast, a short episode format podcast to give you something to do while you do your business on the pod. Or maybe you've got a lawn and you've got to mow it.
And it's been raining a whole lot.
Oh my gosh. And it's so, the grass is just so thick and you haven't been able to get out and mow.
Yeah, because it's wet. Why are you not supposed to mow when it's wet? Because it doesn't catch? Is that what it is?
I don't
know.
I don't know. I've done it when my grass is wet. I've got like a little thing on my mower too that's got a little hole for the water to escape
cool.
from.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so you've got to do that. Mm-hmm. You gotta fire it up. You gotta make sure there's gas in the tank. If you have a really big yard, it's gonna take a while. So, while you mow, put on an episode of our podcast and learn something. I'm Liz.
And I'm Katie. Hey, Liz.
Hey, Katie.
What are we talking about today?
It's spring.
Mm-hmm.
Spring to me means growing of plants.
Oh, yeah.
Yard work.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy being out in the yard, but the thing that is the bane of my existence is weeds.
Yeah. I was at my brother's house yesterday. And he has like a really nice little front. So he has a lawn and then like a little fence, but then he has two little patches of like green area that are like on opposite sides of the sidewalk. And he's just let it go. So there's like a weed that's like 4 feet tall. And I was like, Evan, you got to get rid of that. And he was like, I'm just going to let it grow wild. It flowers. And I was like,
oh boy. Oh boy.
You're definitely going to get a letter from the city saying like, chop that shit down.
Right. And we'll get into that because we're talking about weeds. I have been known to get a little tipsy at brunch, maybe have a mimosa or two, go back to a friend's house and weed their yard for them because this is how much I cannot stand weeds.
You need to go to Evan's house.
I do. I honestly, that's giving me anxiety and I want to head there to clean it up.
So the yard kind of weeds, not the smoking kind of weeds.
Well, I mean, those are considered weeds as well.
Oh, really?
In on the farm that my dad grew up on, there's marijuana plants that grow all over it freely, wildly.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh. He said that the cows ate them. So, you know.
Some relaxed cows, man.
Yeah. So let me explain to you what a weed is. It is a plant that is undesirable in a particular situation that grows where it is not wanted. So that can be literally anything.
Yeah, that's not super specific in like this is the characteristics of a plant that is considered a weed.
Right. And you know, the biggest thing for in human existence for what we consider weed typically is associated with the farmlands, our orchards, gardens, lawns, parks, residential and industrial areas, right? So, you know, there's a plant there that we don't want. It's considered a weed. Mm-hmm. There are things like the volunteer plants, which means that they don't need any assistance to grow. So those are things like dandelions and probably the weed in front of Evan's house. So it's like, you know, you're not planting it, you're not watering it. It's there and it's growing.
And there are different what we consider weeds other than those, because that's what I think of when I think of a weed. It's like the thing that grows out of the sidewalk that you don't want in the middle of the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what this is mind blowing.
Episode.
Anything can be a weed. But there are also beneficial weeds. So those that are edible, they contribute to soil health, things like that. So not every weed is a bad thing. There are ways to manage these weeds. You can smother them. I don't know that I've ever done that. Maybe if you put like a big old rock on top of a weed, that's just it.
Wouldn't that just, crush it, I guess, smother it, crush.
I don't know.
Are those synonymous?
I don't know. Whenever I see a weed growing out of the tiniest little crack in concrete, I'm just like, who are you?
You go, man. Like, if you could grow in that condition.
Resilient. Yeah. I know. They're honestly, I'm inspired by weeds. And they annoy me, but they inspire me. There's the burn type of weed, obviously, and then you can use chemical ways to attack weeds. So,
Roundup.
yeah, exactly. Herbicides, things like that. So one of the classifications of weeds are rootaroles, which means that they have adaptations to give them the advantage in certain environments. So that's like when the natural stuff has been disturbed. So somebody's dug up some ground or whatever, and now these weeds exist there. There's been an area that's been trampled, and so now these weeds can exist.
It's like the first thing that comes up before anything else grows.
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool that these plants are waiting for these harsher conditions where other natural species exist and no longer exist, and they take the place.
Okay, so sidebar. I can't remember. Was the fire in Grand Lake 2 years ago or 3 years ago at this point?
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. So after the fire, my family and I went hiking through the area where the fire happened, and there were wildflowers growing, and that's usually like what pops up that you notice first in the burn areas. So would those be considered weeds?
I don't know that those would be considered weeds, but I'm guessing that other plants that popped up along the way that don't normally grow there are weeds. So, so examples of these environments in which these rootaroles grow are dunes. So, like windswept places, alluvial floodplains, riverbanks, repeatedly burned areas. So I think if there were another burn that ran through, whatever else grew there aside from the wildflowers. And then obviously human disturbed areas like lawns and gardens and roadsides and all that fun stuff. So that's our dandelion. That's our Evans front lawn weed. And then some weeds become dominant because plant and animal environment has changed, which I find like really interesting. So obviously like the burn situation, or maybe there's something like where there's a bunch of, I don't know, let's say goats, let's say squirrels, any amount of animal that's in a specific area, if they were to something were to change where they suddenly migrate or they all die, some disease hits or whatever, then the natural environment of that place completely changes. And so a weed in theory could pop up then that normally wouldn't be there, which I find so
that's
crazy.
Interesting. Another side note, when I was in Cheyenne, I did this story about this organization called Goat Green, and this woman brought her goats in to like eat all of the weeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Fire mitigation. Yeah, it was cool.
So if you removed these goats from this situation, then those weeds would thrive, right? Now, of course, I did mention earlier that there are benefits to weeds. So there are the edible kinds like the dandelion or the lamb quarter. I don't know what a lamb quarter is. I looked it up. It's funky looking. I've never eaten it.
Is it those really fuzzy like lamb's ear? No, it's different.
No, it doesn't even
lamb something.
It doesn't even look like a lamb, if I'm being completely honest. There are herbal remedies that weeds can be used in. Burdock is a huge plant that is used often in Asian foods. If you've ever played Red Dead Redemption, you're grabbing a whole bunch of burdock to help you power through the West.
Weeds making it into pop culture.
Historical, And some weeds also can protect crops from pests. They prevent erosion too. I think you see that a lot, like in California on the coast. There's a lot of plants there that I think you look at and you go, you wouldn't see them as weeds, but they were not naturally there. They were brought over, and they help with the erosion, preventing it. Ooh. Not creating it. They'll fertilize soil. There's also weeds that were initially considered weed again because they were invasive. They were not naturally occurring in that spot, but they flower, kind of like Evan's point. And one of those is called a corncockle, and it's considered a pretty little garden flower these days.
Is it
with
those
flowers?
Purple ones? Yeah. My parents had those growing in my backyard growing up.
Parents love weeds. So there, I mean, this is just a quick overview of weeds. They're very, very interesting. You could go deeper in depth with how they adapt and all this stuff, but it does give me a little bit more appreciation for the weeds that exist in my yard.
Oh, appreciation. Go get some mimosas and then rip them out.
Yeah. I'm going to be appreciative for 1 second, and then I'm going to murder them all. Burn, smother, spray. I'm all about it. Get rid of them.
Rip them out. The ones that are the worst have like those little tiny spikes on them.
Oh, the spiky ones are the worst.
Oh, man. That hurts so bad when you get it in your finger because then it's just stuck in there like for a week.
Yeah, those guys know how to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, real interesting. Thanks, Liz.
You're welcome.
So what's that inside my body?
Maybe some dandelions. Maybe some lambs, whatever it is. Lamb quarter.
Lamb something.
Lamb something. Maybe lamb. Maybe you just have lamb inside your body.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.